Hey folks, me and the men and women of the Clay County Sheriff's Office just want to weigh in on what we're seeing going on, played out across the media or mainstream media in this country. Look folks, don't fall victim to subjecting yourselves to this conversation that law enforcement is bad, that law enforcement is the enemy of the citizens that we're sworn to protect and serve. We swore an oath. And in that oath, we swore to support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the government. And that we're duly qualified under the state's Constitution to hold office. That is, for me as a sheriff, and for these men and women as deputy sheriffs. And we end that with, so help me God. But God is absent from the media's message or Black Lives Matter or any other group out there that's making themselves a spectacle, disrupting what we know to be our quality of life in this country. In Clay County, we have a great quality of life. We have a great relationship with our community. But across this country, not so much. I just wanted to take a stand with these men and with these women who feel the same way that I do. Lawlessness, that's unacceptable in this country. Lawlessness, that's unacceptable in Clay County. And if you threaten to come to Clay County and think that for 1 second that we'll bend our backs for you, you're sadly mistaken. I know what happens when lawlessness prevails. And in this day and time, God is raising up men and women, just like the folks you see standing behind me, who will have strong backbones and will stand in the gap between lawlessness and the good citizenry that we're sworn to protect and serve. So you can threaten all you want. You can say, hey, let's go to Clay County, or let's go to some other peaceful county where their problems don't exist, or not so much like across this country, where relationships are great and not strained, and where the people support their sheriff and support the men and women who wear the uniform. And you'll have something waiting on you that you don't want. Yes, we'll protect your constitutional rights as long as you remain under the umbrella of peaceful protest or peaceful march. But the second that you step out from up under the protection of the Constitution, we'll be waiting on you. And we'll give you everything you want.
I love how it's just open. Yeah, if you follow our arbitrary rule that we can decide is, in effect or not in effect at any point with, impunity, if you violate that, oh, we'll wait. That's the thing. That's like what this is. I'm sorry to interrupt. I wanted to play the whole thing, but this is just bizarre, and it gets worse.
All the publicity, all the pain, all the glamour and glory for all that 5 minutes will give you. Is it a threat? Absolutely not. But somebody has to step up in front of the camera and say, enough is enough. Tearing up Clay County, that's not going to be acceptable. And if we can't handle you, you know what I'll do? I'll exercise the power and authority as the sheriff, and I'll make special deputies of every lawful gun owner in this county. And I'll deputize them for this one purpose, to stand in the gap between lawlessness and civility. That's what we're sworn to do, and that's what we're gonna do. You've been warned.
I'm speechless.
Hey folks.
First of all, can we talk about how the music is just like absurd cringe? Here, let's get a good freeze frame for you. There you go. Can we talk about how cringy this music? Okay, I'm sorry that I made you go through all that whole thing, but like, what the fuck? The idea that this motherfucker is just gonna, anyone who has a gun that has like a proper registration for it is gonna become a cop now? There was this viral post on Twitter that I saw about how cops only have to train for 300 hours in some cities, and how, like, I've played Minecraft for, like, 3,000 hours. Like, I've played Minecraft for, like, 10 times the amount of time it would need to take for me to become a cop. This guy is just saying, no, fuck all of that. Nope. We'll just give Joe-ass motherfuck off the street, make him a cop. No training. No psychological evaluations. Like, nope, you're a cop now. This is how it starts. This is like the developing of a fascist militia. That's what this is. This guy is saying, if we can't stop you, and trust me, I want to stop you, but if we can't, We'll let them stop you. Yeah, he knows who them is. And again, this whole idea of if you follow under the umbrella of a peaceful protest. You saw what they did in Lafayette Park, right? They were saying, this is no longer a peaceful protest. In 5 seconds, we will arrest everyone. And everyone's just standing there going like, what? What? We're just standing here. What? And then they just charge into the crowd less than 5 seconds and just start beating the shit out of journalists. So, when you say, oh, we'll protect you if you're peaceful, and then, but, oh, we're waiting, and we really want to hurt you if you're not peaceful, and you're the one who gets to define what peaceful means? That's a recipe for disaster. That's called corruption. That's called a vested interest. So bizarre. This is so bizarre. And again, these are terrorists, plain and simple. This is a literal, like, what is the difference between this and a video from Al Qaeda? Literally, like from an ISIS video. What is the difference? What is the difference? I'm asking you. I'm legitimately asking. Can you point it out? This video is saying, if you're not peaceful, we will hurt you, and we will give weirdos with that have guns cop powers without any psychological evaluations or checking or training. We will give them the authority to kill you, and then also we get to decide whether or not what you're doing is peaceful or not. This is a threat. This is supposed to instill terror and fear in people. How are they not terrorists? This is a terrorist video. People want to say, oh, you've got a flag in your background. That makes you a terrorist. All the dumb Trumpers. Antifa flag, terrorist. But am I the one that has a badge and authority to kill people? Am I the one threatening to do that? No. I just make funny internet videos, but I'm a terrorist. And yet these guys? These aren't terrorists? Really? What is the difference between this and any sort of terror video? Tell me. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Florida is just off the wall. Florida is so fucked. I have no grand analysis here. Just Florida's fucked. They're fucked. And not in the good dick way. Speaking of getting fucked in the good dick way, I have not been fucked in a very long time. But that's not important right now, because you can give me money on Patreon. 29 patrons. You could be the 30th. Give me $2. I got 100. Wouldn't you love to back me up? I've got no job. The pandemic is hurting my chances. I also live in a southern state as a trans woman, so that makes it very difficult. Hit me up. Let's go. How else am I going to pay for weed? Come on, man. Come on, man. No, but seriously, though, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.